Hey everybody, my name is Meisterbloo, and today I'm taking a look at The Forest of Doom by Ian Livingstone. I have never played this game. This was one I got during the Humble Bundle thing, where it was the JRPG book 1, and hopefully that means they're making a book 2, because I would really like to get on that. Yeah, so I don't know anything about this game, really, other than the fact that the intro, the style so far looks really pretty, so I'm gonna dive right in. Forest of Doom play! The Forest of Doom is a fighting fantasy gamebook, an interactive adventure in which you are the hero. You can only win by choosing the correct path, finding equipment, avoiding traps, and surviving combat. Before embarking on your adventure, you must determine your own strengths and weaknesses by a series of dice rolls. You have here in your possession a sword, some leather armor, and a backpack containing provisions, food, and drink for the trip. You have been preparing for your quest by training yourself in swordplay and exercising vigorously to build up your stamina. You must first choose from one of 3 difficulty settings. This gamebook has been designed for optimum challenge on the Adventurer difficulty mode. For newcomers to Finding Fantasy, we recommend Adventure or Free Read mode. For older readers already familiar with the printed version of this gamebook. Oh, it's a gamebook. We recommend Hardcore Hero mode. Please note, the ending of the Forest of Doom has been changed to Hardcore Hero mode to make it harder. Adventurer... play it like that. Hardcore. I'm not gonna play Hardcore Hero. I'm not gonna do that. I've never played this game. I don't know anything about this game, so I'm not gonna do that. Free read. Old school. I'm gonna do Adventurer. You have chosen the Adventurer difficulty. Before continuing, you must calculate your initial stamina. Your stamina score reflects your general constitution, your will to survive, your determination, and overall fitness. The higher your stamina score, the longer you will be able to survive. You must roll 2 dice and add 12 to the number rolled. Yeah, I'm gonna roll my stamina. I got 7. My base stamina is 19. It's actually pretty good. If you get a 6 on one of them, that's actually pretty decent. Sweet. Determine your skill. Your skill reflects your swordsmanship and general fighting expertise. The higher the better. Your darting skill, I had the mouse over it. Your starting skill is determined by rolling 1 die and adding 6 to the number. This is then entered into the skill box on your adventure sheet. Roll your skill. A 3, that's alright. That's alright. Base skill of 9. Continue. Now my luck. This is looking a lot like a D&D type thing, and I'm a big fan of D&D. Me and my friends played 3.5 quite a bit, so this might be exciting. Yes, I got a 5. That's good. If you don't know, on a six-sided die, anything like above 3 is considered pretty decent. In addition to your other starting equipment, you may take 1 bottle of magical potion, which will aid you on your quest. You may choose to take any of the following bottles. A potion of skill, strength, fortune. I'm going to do strength. I'm typically a melee fighter person in D&D. My very first character was a Dwarven Duskblade, which is like similar to the World of Warcraft Death Knight, but not as necromancy. It's kind of like a darker paladin kind of thing. In addition to your other starting equipment, I did that. Okay, so what's next? How do I scroll next? These potions may... Yeah. Oh, there we go. Once you have selected a potion, you may begin. May the luck of the gods go with you on the adventure ahead. Let's do this! You are an adventurer, a sword for hire, and have been roaming the northern borderlands of your kingdom, having always spurned the dullness of village life. You now wander the lands in search of wealth and danger. Despite the long walks and rough outdoor life, you are content with your unknown destiny. The world holds no fear for you, as you are a skillful warrior, well practiced in the art of slaying evil men and beasts with your trusty sword. Not once during the last 10 days since entering the northern borderlands have you set eyes upon another person. This does not worry you at all, as you are happy with your own company and enjoy the slow, sunny days hunting, eating, and sleeping. It is evening, and having feasted on a dinner of rabbit, spit roasted on an open fire, you settle down to sleep beneath your sheepskin blanket. There's a full moon, and the light sparkles on the blade of your broadsword, skewered into the ground by your side. You gaze at it, wondering when you will next have to wipe the blood of some vile creature off this sharp edge. These are strange lands, inhabited by weird and loathsome beasts, goblins, trolls, and even dragons. As the flame of your campfire gently dies, you begin to drift asleep, and images of screaming, green-faced trolls flicker through your mind. Suddenly, in the bushes to your left, you hear a loud crack of a twig. Oh, I thought there was a comma there. You hear the loud crack of a twig breaking under a clumsy foot. You leap up and grab your sword from the ground. You stand motionless but alert, ready to pounce upon your unseen adversary. Then you hear a groan, followed by a dull thud of a body falling to the ground. Is it a trap? Oh. I have a HUD. Cool. Is it a trap? Slowly, you walk over to the bush where the noise is coming from, and carefully pull back the branches. You look down to see a little old man with a great bushy beard, his face contorted with pain. You crouch down to remove the iron helmet covering his balding head, and notice two crossbow bolts protruding from his stomach. From the stomach of his pale... I can't read right now. That's bad because I'm playing a game where you have to read. Protruding from the stomach of his plump, chainmail-clad torso. Picking him up, you carry him over to the fire and stir the dying embers to life. After covering him with a sheepskin blanket, you manage to get the old man to drink a little water. He coughs and moans. He sits up rigid, his eyes stared fixedly ahead, and starts to shout, "I'll get them! I'll get them! Don't you fear, Gillibrand! Big Leg is coming to bring you the hammer! Oh yes, indeed I am! Oh yes!" The dwarf, whose name you presume to be Big Leg, is obviously delirious from the poison-tipped bolts lodged in his stomach. You watch as he slumps down again to the ground, then whisper his name in his ear. His eyes stare unblinkingly at you as he again starts to shout, "Ambush! Look out! Ambush! Ah, the hammer! Take the hammer to Gillibrand! Save the dwarfs!" Dwarfs? I thought it was dwarves. His eyes half close, and the pain seems to ease a little, and as the delirium subsides, he speaks to you again in a low whisper. "Help us, friend. Take the hammer to Gillibrand. Only the hammer will unite our people against the trolls. We were on our way to Darkwood in search of a hammer. Ambushed by the little people, others killed. The map in my pouch will take you to the home of Jastromo, the master mage of these parts. He has great magics for sale and to protect you against the creatures of Darkwood. Take my gold. I beg you to find the hammer and to take it to Gillibrand, my lord of Stonebridge. You will be well rewarded." Big Leg opens his mouth to start another sentence, but nothing comes out except his last dying breath. You sit down and ponder Big Leg's words. Who is Gillibrand? Who is Jastromo? What is all this fuss about the dwarvish hammer? You reach over to the steel body of Big Leg and remove the pouch from the leather belt around his waist. Inside you find 30 gold pieces and a map. Ooh, I got a little map. It's not very helpful. It's like, here's the entrance, here's a forest, here's a road, and there's things. Jingling the coins in your hand, you think of the possible rewards that may await you just for returning a hammer to a village of dwarves. You decide to try and find the hammer in Darkwood Forest. It's been a few weeks since your last good battle, and, what is more, you are likely to be well paid for this one. With your mind made up, you settle down to sleep, having taken back the sheepskin blanket from poor Big Leg. In the morning, you bury the old dwarf. Hey, I got an inventory thing. In the morning, you bury the old dwarf and gather up your possessions. You examine the book, look up to the sun, and find your bearings. Whistling merrily, you head off south at a good pace, eager to meet this man Jastromo and see what he has to offer. Now turn over. Oh, it's a big tower. Your walk to Jastromo's takes a little over half a day, and you arrive at his stone tower. Dirty and hungry. As the tower is set back on the edges of Darkwood, some 50 meters from the path you have been following, it's difficult to find. Finally, you walk up to the huge oak door, somewhat relieved to find that it does exist, and that Big Leg has not been speaking wildly in his delirium. A large brass bell and a gong hang from the stone archways. As you ring the bell, a shiver runs down your spine, and you realize that a loud bong invades a deep silence, which you had not noticed before. There are no sounds of birds or animals to be heard. You wait anxiously at the door and hear slow footsteps descending the stairs from the tower above. A small wooden slot in the door slides open, and two eyes appear and examine you. "Well, who are you?" demands a grumpy voice through the hole. You answer that you are an adventurer in search of the master mage Jastromo, intending to purchase magical items from him to combat the creatures of Darkwood Forest. "Oh, well, if that's the case, if you are interested in buying some of my merchandise, you had better come up. I am Jastromo." He turns and slowly climbs the stairs. Here's where we get some choice making. Will you follow him up the stairs? Turn to two. I love these books. Follow him up the stairs or draw your sword and attack him. I'm gonna trust him. I'm gonna play this as if I'm playing a D&D game, and I'm typically a more trusting character in D&D, which has gotten me into a lot of trouble before, honestly. You follow the huffing and puffing old man in his tattered robes up the spiral staircase to a large room at the top of the tower. Shelves, cupboards, and cabinets line the walls, all filled with bottles, jars, weapons, armor, and all manner of strange artifacts. That's a really weird way to spell artifacts. Nostromo shuffles past the general clutter and slumps down in an old oak chair. He reaches into the top pocket and pulls out a fragile pair of gold-rimmed spectacles. Placing these on his nose, he picks up a piece of slate and chalk from a table next to his chair and begins to write frantically. He then hands you the slate. Which of these things do I want? How much gold do I have? Adventure sheet. I've still got a lot of stuff. I have 30 gold. It says at the very bottom. 30 gold. So, these aren't that expensive for magical potions. Which ones do I want? But I'm guessing this is the start of my quest. I want an anti-poison. Yes. What's the holy water do? Oh, nope. Back. Useful against undead creatures. Nah, just browsing. Net of entanglement. I like that. Armband of strength. What's that do? I'll buy that. Sweet. More strength for me is always good. Nose filters for horrible stench? Yeah, block out odors. It'll block out odors. Headband of concentration. That seems to be for casting, really. I'm not going to cast. I'm going to be a Hergider and, like, kill everything attacker. Rod of water finding. I want that because, Lord knows, if you play D&D with stuff like dehydration and stuff into account, it gets really tricky. Which I've done before. That's really fun, I think, is when you add the realism things. Like, you have to actually eat in order to stay alive. Otherwise, you gain debuffs. Ring of Light. Yes, I will buy that. Boots of Leaping, I will buy that. Rope of Climbing, I will buy that. Potion of Healing, yes, I will buy that. And I think that's all I really want right now. I'm going to keep some gold because you never know when you might come across and stuff like this. I have 12 gold. I'm going to hold on to that. So, he tells you that all the instructions for all the instructions for use are written clearly on the labels attached to the items, together with their suggested use. He sighs and tells you that, unfortunately, the magic in these items only works once, but they are the best you can buy for money. Nostromo then asks you, typo, the reason for the purchase of the items, and you tell him your story and your decision to continue the quest of the luckless Big Leg. Ah, yes, Nostromo says slowly, rubbing his chin. I heard that the good dwarves of Stonebridge had lost their fabled warhammer. Without it, their king is unable to arouse his people, despite the fact that the hill trolls threaten his village. Rumor has it that the envious king of another village of dwarves sent an eagle to Stonebridge to steal the hammer, which it managed to do. Never use the eagles. That's why Gandalf does not trust the eagles 100% of the time. They steal dwarven items. That's why you don't trust eagles the entire time. That argument is now debunked. It's killed. Eagles are thieves. But as it flew over Darkwood, it was attacked by death hawks. That's such a badass sounding thing. And the hammer dropped into the forest and was lost. Apparently, 2 forest goblins found the hammer, but could not decide who was to keep it. They wrestled for hours, but gave up. They then discovered that the handle unscrewed from the head, and the argument was settled. One kept the head, and the other kept the handle. They then parted, each happy with his new treasure. Who knows if they still have them? So I'm afraid your problems are doubled. I can tell you that the head is made of bronze, and the handle is made of polished ebony. Both the head and handle have the letter G inscribed on them. Your task is not easy. Good luck. You thank Nostromo and leave the room by the spiral staircase. Turn to 177. This seems like a really cool thing that would be good on a tablet. I don't know if they have it on a tablet. If they do, sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. Outside in the bright light, you notice the dead quietness ahead. A narrow path leads northwards from the tall grass surrounding Nostromo's tower into the dense undergrowth of Darkwood Forest. In a few strides, you are surrounded by the dark and tangled forest. Stones and knotted roots seem to hide in the shadows, and you can almost believe that they are going to try and trip you up. The light fades quickly, and the air becomes moist and unpleasant. Deeper and deeper you go into the gloom. Eventually, the path forks on either side of a huge oak tree. Do I go east or do I go west? I live in the west, so I'm gonna go east. That's a big bird, I think. Or it's just a raven sitting on something very small. The narrow path continues to cut its way through the entangled forest. Strange animal cries and noises echo through the trees. At last, the path widens to approximately a meter across. Soon you arrive at a moss-covered wooden signpost, on top of which sits a large crow. Okay, so it is a large crow. I was right. The arms of the signpost read north and east. Just as you were deciding which way to continue, you hear the words, "Good afternoon." You look up in the direction of the voice and see the crow looking down at you inquisitively. "Good afternoon." You reply, that's you. "Good afternoon." You reply slowly. That's not how I sound. "Good afternoon." That's how I sound. I sound like a James fucking Earl Jones. You reply slowly, feeling a little foolish. The crow speaks again, asking which way you are headed. You reply that you are looking for two goblins, small sinewy creatures with brown scaly skin. "One gold piece will buy my advice," states the crow confidently. Will you pay the crow for its advice or ignore the crow? I think I'm going to pay the crow. Sounds like the crow's probably going to screw me over. Just wants gold. It's probably going to be a greedy liar crow that it is, but I'm going to pay it. You put the gold piece on top of the signpost as requested by the crow, after which it says, "Go north." You ask the crow why it needs gold pieces, and it replies that it needs 30 gold pieces to pay Nostromo to turn it back into a human again. You bid the crow farewell. So Nostromo is the evil one. I knew it. I knew that little guy. I probably should have killed him. I probably should have killed him. If you want to go north as advised by the crow, turn to page 8. If you would rather continue eastwards, turn to 239. I'm going to trust it. I'm going to go north. Walking along the path, you hear footsteps and arguing voices ahead. Do I hide and let them walk by, or do I meet them? I'm going to meet them head on. Oh, wow, they're kind of ugly. You draw your sword and prepare to meet the owners of the arguing words. Two tall, spindly creatures appear clad in tattered cloth, over which they wear chain mail jackets. They see you and instantly stop their argument. They are hobgoblins, and draw their swords to attack you. You must fight. If you win, turn to page... Oh, I have to fight. Turn to page 123. If I wish to escape, you may do so by turning to 41. I have to fight. Let's do this. Oh, I can destroy these guys. My God, I can destroy these guys. They're so easy. Fight on! If the red's me, I win. Oh, that's not good! Fight on! Oh my God! Fight on! Jesus Christ! How are they winning so good? What? Test your luck? You take less damage. Okay. Fight on! That's more like it. That's more like it. I'm a super beefcake. I'm supposed to be able to kill these guys. Fight on! Oh wait, I did win. Ah! Ha! Take that. Fight on! Fight on! Yes! I have defeated the first hobgoblin. Now I must face the second one. How are they... What? That's cheating! They're cheating! I know it, they're cheating. They cannot get that good of rolls every single time. It is not random. They are doing that on purpose. Yeah! I got this. Yeah, double sixes. Super crit hit. Crit hit, major crit. Test my luck. I do more damage. Yes! Ha! I win! Victory! You search through the pockets of the hobgoblins and find 3 gold pieces, a tiny brass flute, and 2 maggot-ridden biscuits, which will restore 1 stamina. I don't want to eat those. Those are gross! There's also a necklace made of mouse skulls around one of their necks. Yummy. Adventure sheet. Items that I have. I can use my potion of healing. I'm gonna eat the maggots. There we go. Back up to like almost full health. I also have provisions. I could have eaten those, but To the left of the path, you notice a large hole in the ground with a diameter of some 3 meters. Walking over to the edge of the hole, you see it sloping off into the depths of the earth. Yes, I have a ring. If I go into a dark, creepy hole, I have a ring of light. As you descend into the hole, you notice large amounts of slime secreted by some huge creature. Is it a phalanx from, Demon's Souls? Is it a phalanx from Demon's Souls? If you wish to climb back out of the hole, no! Carry on, my wayward son! Ew! It's a tapeworm! God damn it! The slope is steep, and you slip on the slimes, tumbling head over heels down the earth to the bottom... Down the hole... Why did I say earth? Down the hole to the bottom of the large earthen cavern. You jump to your feet and are alarmed to see the shiny tip of a poisoned barb on the tail end of a huge stingworm. Ew! Coming straight at you. The stingworm is about 5 meters long and has huge yellow segments, but all you care about is protecting yourself from the barb. There's no time to scramble out of the hole. You must fight. I have an anti-poison thing. Fight on! Did I win? I didn't win. Stingworm hits you. Test my luck. I take less damage. Yes! Fight on! That should be a win. That's a hit. All right. Test my luck. 5. I don't know what the luck is supposed to do. If the luck is supposed to, like... I don't know how the luck mechanic works. Like, what do you need to get in order to actually get the extra damage or the negative hit taken? That's me. Test my luck. 5. I don't care. I keep working. Hey, we tied. Tie goes to me because I'm winning. Test my luck. Oh, that's more. Unlucky. Why? I got like huge rolls. Get your dive off of me. Die, stingworm. I am triumphant! And I don't think I've been poisoned. I don't think I was poisoned at all. You walk around the lifeless bulk of the worm to examine the contents of its lair. There are several skeletons, perhaps those belonging to other unfortunate adventurers. Ew, it just ate the flesh off of them, or did it like swallow them and then cough up their... Ugh, it's gross. By the side of one of them, you find a leather backpack. Inside the backpack, you find 4 gold pieces and a small corked bottle containing a colorless liquid. I'll drink the potion. I'll drink whatever's that. You look at the bottle with your hands and then quickly gulp down its contents. You wait several seconds for some reaction, but nothing happens. However, when you come to pick up your sword, which you had put down in order to examine the backpack, a surge of confidence runs through your body. The liquid is a potion of weapon skill, which adds 1 point of future dice. Yes, it's awesome. Future dice rolls when computing your own attack strength during combat. Its effects will last you for your next 2 combat encounters. Taking the gold, you scramble out of the earthen cavern to the path above and continue your journey northwards. I'm loving this, you guys. This is great. I love this. It's just like D&D. Well, not just like D&D. You don't get like free reign of everything, but it's pretty fun, pretty close and similar, and I like that. At last, the trees begin to thin out and shafts of sunlight beam down through the gaps on either side of the path. As the path widens, you see a large cave entrance set a few yards back to the right. If you wish to examine the cave, turn to page 230. I'll examine the cave. Slowly, you peer into the cave and see a huge shape of an ogre walking slowly over to a wicker cage with a bowl of water in his right hand. He is dressed in animal furs and carries a stone club in his belt. There appears to be a small creature jumping around inside the cage. Pick up a rock and throw it at the ogre. Yeah! If you possess a glove... I don't. You pick up a good-sized rock off the floor and take aim. You throw the rock with all your might at the ogre, but are dismayed to see it fly past his head and crash against the far wall of the cave. You curse, but decide nevertheless to rush into the cave and attack the ogre. You draw your sword and enter the cave. The ogre throws down the wooden bowl and lifts up a large... He was taking water to the thing, so maybe it's friendly. That's why I wanted to thing like walk in and say, "Hi, guy, how's it going?" But they didn't give me that option. The ogre throws down the wooden bowl and lifts a large stone club from his belt. He grunts and lopes towards you. Prepare for battle. You must fight. Okay, this is going to be a little trickier because he's got a decent amount of health. Can I beat him? No. Test my luck. 6. I don't get the luck thing. What is the luck thing? Do I have to get super low rolls on luck? 'Cause that doesn't make sense at all. Snake eyes! You guys, this might be the end of my character. Test my luck. 4. 8. I don't get the luck. I don't get the luck at all. It doesn't make any sense. 5. Yeah, I hit him. Test my luck. 4. 1 less damage. Why? What is? I'm gonna forget it. I'm never doing the luck thing again. Luck makes no sense in this game, so I'm not gonna use the luck. I do 2 damage a hit. I can do that. Yeah! Fight on! Ugh, not good. Fight on! This might be the enemy. You both miss. Yes, take that. Alright, fight on. Yes, I'm winning. Tied. I win! I'm gonna win! He's gonna die! I am triumphant again, despite all odds! I need to heal myself. Do my provisions do that? Use all my provisions. I have a potion of strength I could have used too. I don't get the luck in this game at all. It makes absolutely no sense. Usually when you're doing a luck thing, the higher roll is good. And I got a really high... I got 8! 8 on a roll, and it did the exact opposite. It made me unlucky. I don't get it. I don't get it. You draw your sword as you enter the cave. The ogre throws down the wooden bowl and lifts the large stone... Oh, I did that. I won. I win! As the ogre slumps to the ground, the creature in the cave jumps around even more frantically than before. I'm going to first search through the contents of the cave. There's not much of interest here to be found. The straw bed, stone jars, a table, and a chair are all things that are immediately visible. But on a stone shelf above the bed, a small silver box catches your eye. I'm going to open it. As you gently prise the lid off the box, as you do... Oh, you gently prise... Oh, no. Oh, God, that's full of shit. I should have bought the nose filters. The gas is toxic. Oh, God. My skill is reduced by 2 and your stamina is... Oh, no. Of course. I could have died from that. Are you still alive? If you have stamina left, click here. Yes. You see the gas cloud slowly fade away, and then you put the silver box in your backpack. Walk out to the creature. Inside the cage is a small, sinewy creature with brown skin. It's a goblin! Oh, my God, it's the goblin! He was bringing water to the goblin like it was a pet. He is a goblin, and he has black, shiny rod hanging around... Unlock the cage door, yes. You unlock the door and step back, drawing your sword in case the goblin tries to attack you. He picks up a wooden stool and, waving it in the air, kicks the door open and charges at you screaming, I must fight. Alright. Snake. God. I'm not gonna lose to a goblin after I just killed an ogre. You both miss. I'm gonna lose to a goblin after I just killed an ogre. Unless I can just kill it right now. There we go. That's more like it. Die, goblin. You don't belong in this world. I am successful. I win all fights. You bend down over the lifeless body of the mad goblin and examine the rod around its neck. The rod is made of ebony, and there is a screw thread at one end. Yes, I got the handle. You are excited to see the letter G neatly inscribed at the other end of what must be the handle to the dwarvish warhammer. You put your find in your backpack and leave the cave to continue your quest northwards. Walking along the path, you do not notice a rope. You do not notice a rope noose hidden beneath some fallen leaves. Oh no, I'm caught in a trap. Your foot catches the noose, and suddenly you are hauled in the air by the rope, which are tied by a sprung tree. In a second, you are hanging upside down, suspended by a trapped foot. Test my luck. Yeah, I have to test my luck. If that's... I got the ultimate crit hit. I got 2 6s on 6-sided die. How is that unlucky? This doesn't make any sense. I'm unlucky, apparently. My sword slips out of its scabbard and drops to the ground. Unlucky barman. Be unlucky. Is that like a achievement? An achievement? Dingle dangle? Okay. You curse as you wonder who set this infernal trap. After 10 minutes, you hear footsteps and begin to panic, making frantic swaying movements in the air, trying to free your foot from the noose. Then a small boy dressed in green leather shorts and a green shirt appears. He is chewing on what looks like a chicken bone. He walks underneath you, looks up and smiles, saying, "Ha-ha! It's Link! I've been captured by Link! Curse you!" Somebody's caught in the ogre's tree trap. You ask him politely to pass you your sword. That will cost you 5 gold pieces, or perhaps you have a nice magical item for me, he says, eyes widening. You are in no position to argue, so you must give the boy gold or one of your magical items. I'll give him gold. I don't need it. Yeah. The small boy passes you your sword and runs down the path. You cut the rope, holding your foot. and fall heavily to the ground. You get your feet in and brush. You get to your feet and brush the dirt from your clothes. Continue northwards, apparently, because I'm not going to talk to that kid anymore. You notice a knotted vine hanging down. That was pointless anyway. All it did was deprive me of gold. A knotted vine hanging down to the ground from a tree on your left. You look up and see a roughly made treehouse amid. Isn't it amidst? Or amid, I may be wrong. The branches. If you want to climb up the vine to the treehouse, turn to 195. I'll go to the treehouse. Ew, gross. You reach the top of the vine and scramble onto the wooden platform. A sheet made from leaves and ferns covers the entrance to a small, covered living area. Covered twice. As you approach, the sheet is thrown back, and from behind it steps a large and hairy ape-like creature wearing only an animal hide loincloth. He is holding a large bone in his right hand and grunts at you. He is an ape man! Damn you, dirty ape! You may draw your sword and attack him or jump off the platform to the ground 5 meters below. That'll probably kill me. I don't know the metric system. I'm in America. Sorry. Not that that's saying that all people in America don't know the metric system. It's just I'm not a scientist. I'm not anybody who really needs to know the metric system as of right now, honestly. Draw your sword and attack him. The ape man is very agile around the tree, and you have difficulty brandishing your sword. You lose 2 from your attack. I gotta fight. I can't activate my item. Fight on! I'm gonna be killed by an ape man. Could try running, but I don't want to. How? I'm dead. You are overcome by your enemies. The ape man. Oh god! If you are killed, you are dead. You have been beaten by Darkwood Forest, the Forest of Doom. The end. Well, I'm gonna look up the rules for luck before I go into things. What does luck do? Initial luck, yeah. I apologize for that. My camera decided to kill itself, and that's not a good thing. So I'm gonna have to end up wrapping this up in just a bit, because apparently I have a lot of space left on my camera, so it's weird that it did that. I'm trying to look up luck really quick. You may use luck to inflict more serious wound or to minimize. To do a test your luck, roll 2d6. If the number rolled is equal to or less than your current luck's... Okay. So it is less than. That's really, really weird. Really, really weird. That does make your high luck roll at the beginning of the game make a lot more sense. So yes, this has been the Forest of Doom. It is pretty interesting. I'm very curious to see how far I can get through this because I love stuff like Dungeons and Dragons and whatnot, and this is a very, very good like choose your own adventure storybook version of like what Dungeons and Dragons really is. So I'm very, very curious to test this thing out some more. I don't want my camera to shut off again, so I'm going to call the recording right now. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I will have a link to another video coming up after this, so if you guys like that, then please go check this out. Go check out my other stuff. Yeah, it seems like really good. I have a Twitter, I have a Tumblr. I use those a lot lately, so if you want to go follow me, chat with me, talk to me about video games or anime or anything, send me some stuff, recommendations of any kind. I will take those all into account. So, see you all in the next video, everybody. Peace out.